Good morning, candidates. This is Brigadier Ahmad Narayan from Trishul Defence Academy, Ranchi. Now today I will cover one part of the screening test, that is the officer intelligence rating. In my earlier video, I have already given an overview of the entire screening process, wherein I have given an overview of what is the OIR, how it is conducted, and also about the PPDT. Today we shall talk about OIR in more detail. So if you recall, I had said that OIR or the Officer Intelligence Rating is the first test which is conducted as part of the screening test, that is on the day 1. So what is OIR? The OIR candidates is basically an intelligence test. It has got 2 tests actually, which are given to you one after another. The tests are all marked on a question paper, and in the answer sheet as kind of a OMR, you have to fill the correct answer. So each test will be for about half an hour and will have maybe from 50 to 70 questions depending on the degree of difficulty. Now each OIR test has got a combination of a verbal test and a non-verbal test. So what is a verbal test? These are the questions which are based on either words or on numbers, and the non-verbal test will be based on figures. So let's now take example of each of them so that you get a good idea about what you can expect in the OIR test. So let's take examples of verbal test. So in verbal test, you can have say questions on missing word, like you can see on the screen behind me about the examples for each of them. So an example of a missing word could be the something like this: the plan must be dash to make the project dash, and 4 options have been given like probable, reviewed, revised and feasible. So you can make out that the correct answer in this case is revised and feasible, which makes the sentence: the plan must be revised to make the project feasible. Okay. Now the second type could be questions on synonyms and antonyms. So an example could be: write the word opposite in meaning, and the question has got the options of lose, winner, victor, loser and vanquish. So the correct answer is winner and loser. These are the antonyms of each other. The third type could be a odd man out. So like for example, in this question that you see on the screen, a set is given as a doctor, nurse, dentist and X-ray. Clearly the answer is X-ray because all the other 3 are human beings. Now next type could be a word pair correlation. So you have to correlate 2 words. For example, paper is to timber and dash is to height, and the options given are tree, ox, animal and leather. So of course the correct answer will be leather. Now again another example of the word pair correlation: bird is to fly as horse is to dash, and the answer options are walk, run, gallop and move. So the correct answer is gallop. Then there could be a question on coding and decoding. For example, in this question that we are showing on this slide, push is 1 2 3 4, rough is 6 5 2 7 4, then soup is dash. Now here again it is simple. You correlate each letter with a number and write it on the rough page, and then accordingly the answer in this case for soup will be 3 5 2 1. Okay. Now then the next type could be a series question, like in the example that you can see 1 6 15 and dash and 45 and 66. So the correct answer is 28 if you see this carefully, you will see the difference is 5, 9, 13, 17 and 21. The second example of this 1, 4, 9, 16 and dash. So in this case you can see that it is a square of numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. So the fifth will be a square of 5, which is 25. Okay. The next type in this verbal question can be your sense of direction. So like example that you can see here, we are showing Sunil walks 5 kilometers to the east, then turns left and walks 7 kilometers, then turns right and walks 3 kilometers, and then turns right and walks 7 kilometers. What is the shortest distance from starting point? So if you, in this, ideally you should mark it out on the rough page and you will see that the distance is 3 kilometers. The next type could be a one word substitute. Like in this example, feeling of guilt, and the answers are reparation, remorse, unhappy and sad. So the correct answer will be remorse. A jumbled word can be given and you have to make the correct word from that. So you see how these letters can be rearranged to make a correct word. Like in the example that is next to me, RIASAMRT is being shown. So from this, and hint has been given as a city. So using the letters which are given here, the city which can be made out is Amritsar. Okay. Now next letter is a word in the dictionary. You may be asked to give out which will come earlier in the dictionary or which will come later. Again, you know in the dictionary everything is in the sequence of ABCD. To see which can come earlier or later as per the question. Like in this example of mug, mig, mouse, music and mundane. The question is which will come later. So you can make out that the first letter is M, which is same for everything. So the answer will be based on the second letter. In this case, music. Okay. Accordingly, a question can be on the number, which is the highest number or which is the lowest number. Like you can see the example. There are five numbers, and the correct number which is given in the red is 461093. That is the smallest. A question can be on time and distance also. Like a question can be, you started at 6:30, reached at 9 am. So how many minutes have you traveled? So you calculate, you know that there are 60 minutes in an hour. So accordingly you total it up, and in this question the correct answer is 150. Okay, so these are various types of your verbal questions. I think I have covered nearly all. Though there could be one or which I have not covered, but by and large, if you practice on these lines, you will be good. Okay, now let's talk about the non-verbal questions. So here I have said that many figures can be shown to you, and then you have to find the answer based on the question. Like in the figure that can be shown here, you have to complete the series. To see the figure in detail, try to see the pattern, and in this question, once you see the pattern, you will see the answer is as given out here, which is the second from the top row. Accordingly, in the second set of question, you see that delta, which is the last one, or in the answer is the correct one. The another question in this non-verbal can be a missing part of a figure. So you see in this example, 4 figures have been given, a question mark has been given. So in the answer there are 4 options, and you see that the correct option is the delta or the D. The next type in this non-verbal can be spot the embedded figure. So a set of question figures have been given, and you have to see from the answer which is the embedded figure. So again, if you see in this one, the D is the correct answer. In the second option, B is the correct answer. Okay. Now there could be a question based to figure out the odd man out or the odd figure out. Again, you see the sequence and you will be able to make out the correct answer. Like in this case, you see B and in the first one and B also in the second one is the correct answer. Then there could be a question on the figure analogy. You see what I have shown in this example, and you can make out how this question can be asked. Dice rotation can be also one of the questions. So you have to visualize a dice has got 6 surfaces. The question will have say 2 or 3 figures, and you have to visualize what will be the answer, what will be the fourth one. Now mirror image. There are 2 types of questions which can be on mirror image. So there can be a question on how a figure will look if you see in a mirror. So that is one type of question. There is also a kind of a question where they will ask you to imagine what would be the figure in a water reflection. So accordingly you have to imagine that you see in a mirror, what is on the right side will appear on the right side in the mirror also. In the water it will be up and down. So accordingly you visualize and answer the question. Like in this question you see what I have given. In the first one is the water image and one is the correct answer. In the second question they have asked you about the mirror image and the second option is the correct answer. So candidates, this is how your both the sets of questions of OIR will be there. Here some tips which I would like to give you, that read the question carefully. Don't be in a hurry to answer. But if you get stuck at the question, don't waste too much of time because time is limited. Go to the next question, and if you have some time left at the end, you can come back and try to answer. Now, one very important tip and trick in this OIR is that gentlemen, there is no negative marking unlike the UPSC written exam. So the tip for you people is that since there is no negative marking, if a question is there where you are not sure of the answer, but you perhaps think that out of 4, say 1 and 3 can be the answer, then you can take a guess and write the answer accordingly. In the worst case scenario, if your answer is wrong, you will only get 0. There is no negative marking. So attempt all questions, you will be better off. Okay. So having finished the OIR test, both the papers will be evaluated by the assessors there only, and your marks will be given. Now, a lot of candidates ask me, sir, how the marks are given in the OIR, and which is more important, OIR or the PPDT? I must tell you, both are important. Your final selection in the screening is a combination of your OIR marks and your performance in the PPDT. In my earlier video, I have already given out the overall way to go about the OIR as well as the PPDT. Now coming to the OIR in detail, the marking of each candidate is finally done in 5 categories. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. The candidate who has done the best will be graded as 1. You can say he is graded as outstanding. The candidate who is the next grade will be 2, who will be graded as very good. Then 3 is good, 4 is average and 5 is below average. So by and large, if you are in the grade of 1, 2, 3, you have a very fair chance of making it into the screened in list if you also do well in the PPDT. But if you happen to do very badly in the OIR test, like if you are grade 4 and 5, then perhaps your chances of getting selected, even if you do well in PPDT, will be very, very low. So my suggestion to all of you is that please practice this OIR test. Now, large number of this OIR test we have given in our app. You can download the app, and then you can try to be part of any one of the SSB options which are there, and you will have the options of practicing this OIR test. So candidates, download the app. मैं सबसे रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा, सजेस्ट करूँगा, जो भी लोग आप SSB पास करना चाहते हैं, हमारा त्रिशूल डिफेंस एकेडमी का ऐप को डाउनलोड करें, और उसमें से जो आपको सूट करता है, सिर्फ मॉक इंटरव्यू या पूरा SSB या स्क्रीनिंग एंड इंटरव्यू जो मैं करता हूँ, आप उसको सिलेक्ट करें और फिर आप उसमें से अपना ऑप्शन उसके ऊपर आप जाएं और उसको आप ले लें. एंड आई एम वेरी श्योर विद ड्यू प्रैक्टिस यू विल ऑल डू वेरी वेल. ऑल द बेस्ट टू यू. टेक केयर. जय हिंद.
अब डिफेंस एग्जाम क्रैक करना हुआ और भी आसान, त्रिशूल डिफेंस एकेडमी लेकर आए हैं बिल्कुल ही एडवांस लर्निंग ऐप. तो आज ही ज्वाइन करें और स्टार्ट करें अपनी ऑनलाइन क्लासेस.